Hey guys, I'm with Manny from Smashbox. And Manny, what's 3 things that women shouldn't do when it comes to makeup?
Well, I would say the first thing, don't rush through your makeup. And I know that a lot of you women, I hear it all the time. They want to be able to be done with their makeup in say 5 or 10 minutes and go, which is fine. But at first, when you're first getting started, take that time to figure out what's going to work for you, the techniques, the products that you're going to be using. And once you get that down, then you will know and be able to get through that makeup process so much quicker. But at first, please take your time and learn what brushes are going to work, what products are going to work. It's going to make your life so much easier in the end if you take your time in the beginning, and I promise you're going to look so much better for it. All right, so the second thing that I will say is make sure that you find and take the time to find the perfect concealer for you, because this is what I'm hearing. A lot of times when I'm talking to people, they immediately think that they need to find a concealer that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than their skin tone to go ahead and brighten and conceal, which is fine if you don't have any darkness under the eyes. Because if you have darkness under the eyes and you go 1 or 2 shades lighter, all you're gonna do is get this gray cast and you're really not going to conceal anything. So in that instance, you are going to either have to color correct first. So you're gonna wanna find a good color corrector, or you're gonna wanna find a concealer that has that color corrector built in, which we do have at Smashbox. We have 10 color correctors built in right into our concealers, so they will color correct and conceal all at the same time, to where you will not have to have that step of color correcting underneath. Now, if you do not have a concealer that's color correcting for you, you can first find a concealer that is going to conceal, go ahead and color correct, and then you can add another concealer on top, 1 or 2 shades lighter to brighten. But don't try to do it all at once if it doesn't have that color corrector in there, because all you're gonna do is have that gray cast. Now, the third thing I'm gonna say is just make sure that you are priming. Priming is always gonna make a big difference on how your makeup sets and wears. And the great thing is at Smashbox, we have 11 primers. So we have a primer for absolutely everyone, whether you're wanting more of a dewy finish, if you want something a little bit more matte or natural, we definitely have you covered. And what these primers are gonna do is just make sure that your foundation on top is gonna lay as smooth as possible and is really gonna wear beautifully throughout the day. A lot of times I hear from women that their foundation doesn't last, or that it just doesn't wear as good as they would want to. And with a primer, it's gonna make all the difference, and I promise it will change your life.
Thanks, Manny.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, so speaking of priming, I definitely wanted to show you the difference that our 24-hour shadow primer makes when you are using eyeshadow on top of it. I feel like a lot of people think that eyeshadow primer is a gimmick and it really doesn't make a difference, but this is definitely gonna show you the difference it makes. So I'm taking just a bit of it on this hand here. You can see it dries clear, which is amazing because it works for any skin tone. Now I am going to take an eyeshadow on a nice fluffy brush, and we're gonna go right over here where there is no eyeshadow primer. And you can see it is picking up some pigment, but it's gonna take a lot longer to be able to go ahead and get this color that we want, right? Now watch what's gonna happen when we take the same brush, same shadow, where we placed the eyeshadow primer. You are going to get immediate color payoff. And not only are you gonna get immediate color payoff, it is waterproof. So you will have this shadow on for at least 24 hours and it will be crease proof. So definitely prime, ladies. It is a crime not to prime.